Next, this is an executive order relating to the use of paper straws. As you've consistently identified, nobody really likes paper straws.
Number one trending. It's a ridiculous situation. So we're going back to plastic straws. I think it's okay. And I don't think that plastic's going to affect a shark very much as they're munching their way through the ocean.
I was gonna say based until he made that shark statement. I was like, why'd you have to ruin it? Why'd you have to ruin it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get to the shark statement in a second. I'm only kind of kidding about the base part, although I really hate the paper straws. We live in California, so we've been dealing with the paper straws for a while now. Cenk?
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to my opinions on paper straws in a second, because this is what the whole country's talking about. Okay, and that executive order was super important. But we're asking you guys, this one is so important. We also put it up on tyt.com. We put it up everywhere, but it's also in the live chat. So do you hate paper straws? Simple question, forget Trump, forget whether the executive order should happen, just do you hate paper straws? That's the only question, yes or no, okay? I'll get to my answer in a sec.
So let's get to the important details on this critical story that everyone must know about. So he made that bizarre remark about sharks and how they won't mind a little more plastic pollution in their food, and I'm gonna address that in a second. But this is one of the lighter reversals from the Biden administration that Trump is now doing. Obviously, he has reversed some of the good things that Biden did through executive order, but this is how executive orders work. Democratic president does something through executive order, Republican president gets elected next, he reverses it, right? And it goes on and on and on. Congress is broken, they're the ones who are supposed to legislate, but they can't be bothered to legislate, they're too busy fundraising and screwing over the American people. Anyway, so the Biden administration last year had announced that it would gradually phase out single-use plastics from food packaging operations and events by 2027. And from all federal operations by 2035. Now, multiple US cities and states have also adopted paper straws or anti-plastic straws as part of their policies to help the environment. That includes the usual suspects, right? So Seattle, California, Oregon, New Jersey. And this reversal from Trump really isn't surprising. Now, Trump has been a very vocal paper straw hater, going as far as to sell Trump branded plastic straws during his 2020 presidential campaign. And it was really a deal, it was. I mean, only $15 for a pack of 10 cheap red plastic straws.
His brother, I mean, he just cannot stop selling. He's like an SNL character. I mean, say, I got straws here, straws, 10 of them, they're plastic, better than paper, $15.
For 10,
like
over $1.
15 cents would be overpaying, okay.
It's amazing.
Right.
So look, he's very excited about his big straw win, it seems, posting this on X. All right, it's a Diet Coke with a red straw sticking out of it. Okay, but can't say the same for America's #1 straw hater though. Take a look.
Women love masculinity and women do not love Tim Walz. So that should just tell you about how masculine Tim Walz is. The other day you saw him with a vanilla ice cream shake. Had a straw in it. Oh. Again, that tells you everything. On Monday, I covered Joe Biden's Thanksgiving trip to Nantucket. He polar plunged, did a little Black Friday shopping with Hunter, and he called one of our correspondents stupid. And we're willing to look past that little outburst, but some things we just can't let slide. Joe Biden used a straw. Now, if you've seen me on The 5 or on Prime Time, you know I recommend that all men refrain from using straws. It's unbecoming. The way a man's lips purse, the size of the straw is just too dainty. The way your fingers clasp on it, no. I'm sure Trump would agree that wasn't a good look. He's better than that.
Is he? Is he better than that?
No, I mean, there's something slightly amusing by how mental Jesse Waters is. Like this whole thing he does with all men do X or all men shouldn't do Y. Like we apparently shouldn't drink soup in public.
You have to do that in the closet.
Yeah. I'm like,
literally.
And he like picked out French onion soup in particular. How often do you eat French onion soup at home? You mainly eat it at Bennigan's. That's an old school reference. Okay, so anyways, this straw thing. And look, this guy, okay, look, I shouldn't say it, okay? But when you're like, all men do this and all men should be doing that instead. I'm like, I don't know about your all men quotes, but anyways, look, to each his own. So on the plastic issue, look, Trump does gets rid of regulations that are really, really necessary. He got, keeping it real and serious, he got rid of cleaning up lead in the water. That's a disaster, totally horrible, right? But then he picks something like this that the whole country, almost the whole country, well, we're gonna find out in our live chat, but they agrees on, and he makes this the face of overregulation. And you gotta confess, that's smart, okay? So then he makes it look like all regulation is not meant to protect you from bankers and the lead industry, et cetera. It's meant to protect you from paper straws. And so then he gets in the sharks for no reason.
Yeah,
right?
Look, the thing about the sharks, actually, it ruined it for me a little bit. I do hate paper straws, but I understand why those types of bans were implemented, because straws, plastic straws specifically, are hurting marine life. And so I get the reasoning and rationale, and the goody two-shoes side of me wants to keep the plastic straw ban in places like California. But then I thought about this, Cenk. The reason why plastic ends up in the ocean is because we do have a culture problem in America. And that culture problem is littering, okay? We just litter everywhere, all the time. You go to a country like Japan, they don't have that problem. In fact, they don't even have public trash cans in Japan.
Which is ironic.
No, hold on, listen.
Because you would think at least some more littering.
They literally, like, let's say they're eating something that was packaged in whatever, paper, plastic. They keep the trash to throw away at home. They have a superior culture, Cenk. They do when it comes to this, on this. So like, why, like, we could have plastic straws, or at least we could keep them a little longer until we find a better solution than paper straws to replace them with. And how about we just stop littering? Isn't that a better option?
Yeah, look, I hear you, but so look, for whenever, and we've talked about this in the past, whenever the government says now you should throw away your Coke cans, et cetera, we're not gonna do anything as the government, but you chip away at it, and that'll affect 0.01% or whatever, right? I get a little annoyed. The government should take big action on climate change. But here, to be fair, they are taking big action on plastic, and plastic is a giant problem.
It is.
And so they should. But if I was president, I'd handle it this way, because I know how much people hate paper straws. Look, even in the live chat of a progressive show, 57% saying they hate paper straws. Oh, down to 52.
Only 52.
Okay. Again, guys, I'm not asking about the policy. I'm not asking you if you love plastic in the water, okay? I'm asking, do you actually enjoy or dislike paper straws? Every time I've used a paper straw, it melts, it tastes
useless.
bad.
You might as well just not use the straw at all.
In fact, whenever they give me a paper straw, I'm like, no, don't. I'll go Jesse Waters. I won't even use the straw, okay? So, but here's what I would do. Guys, I'd do a press conference and I'd say, like, guys, we've got to do something about plastic. And I would list all the reasons why it's important that we do regulation on plastics. And then I would say, but I'm going to exempt straws. Okay, and because the country hates paper straws, and I am the representative of the people.
Okay.
And the people have spoken.
I have to, I'm an idiot, so I gotta do a fact check. Japan ranks second in the world regarding plastic waste generation per capita.
Ooh, okay, but you are,
Why can't the Japanese be more like America? We have a superior culture. I'm kidding.
No, you're right about trash and you're right about litter, but that doesn't mean they don't throw, they don't overuse plastic, et cetera.
You're right. They are better when it comes to not littering.
Yeah, so, and look, guys, there's answers too. Like, we just have to get to a place where we're getting to more productive answers, because so paper doesn't work, but it doesn't mean we have to go plastic. Some places have these organic straws. They say, oh, we have organic that's kind of like plastic. And I was like,
no, they're great.
Hold on. And then I got them and I used them. And I was like, even though I'm a man, I might use this in public. Yeah, no, they're perfectly great, perfectly great.
They feel just like plastic straws. Like they don't disintegrate, they're awesome. I'm guessing they're probably more expensive, which is why most places have replaced the plastic straws with the paper straws. But look, I have metal straws. I have purchased a pack of metal reusable straws, and I usually keep one in my bag. In case I run into an issue where I'm confronted, I'm accosted by a paper straw, and I'm unable to drink my beverage the way I'd like to drink my beverage.
Okay, here's what we've learned a couple of things on tonight's show. And one is that what kind of membership you have. Wow, that is anal. Okay, like carrying around
I mean, it's in my purse.
A plastic straw in your
metal. It's a metal straw.
Metal. Okay, a metal straw in your purse just in case.
Just in case.
Wow, that is well prepared. Okay, I don't know whether I want to do a tip of the hat to you or be like, it's like way over prepared.
It's a small thing to do to provide endless comfort in my beverage consumption. It's that simple.
Okay, good for you. So I have a totally random shark story to end this segment. And mainly because I want to see if the poll, I'm now obsessed with the poll. Do you hate plastic straws? Let me say it one more time, okay?
It hasn't moved.
48. Okay, yeah, this is, look, I don't know who's gonna take the swing states, paper straws or plastic straws. All 7 swing states are up for in the competition here. Anyways, so I saw this great clip a couple of years ago. I think we might have talked about it in a bonus episode for the members. Hit the join button below. Where there's a shark in the water in Turkey. No one panics. And then you see them passing something from shore. They're passing a broom. And one of the guys goes up to the shark with the broom and starts hitting the shark with the broom. Like, get, we're swimming around here.
How about
that's how we roll.
No, you're in the poor shark's habitat. How about you guys get out of the water, let the shark do what it needs to do.
Okay, I mean,
don't hit the shark over the head.
No, they didn't, like, it's a shark, okay? And they didn't hurt the shark, they just shoot him away. That was supposed to be a badass story. You ruined it by making it like where animals are hurt in the filming of this random clip that that has nothing to do with anything.
I don't know.
The shark is fine. Okay, now I'm sounding like Trump. The sharks are fine. They don't worry about the plastic straws or the Turkish brooms. The sharks are fine. They're munching their way through the ocean.